Hello and well met. This is Founder Lebrun with Fantasy Grounds Academy. I am going to be building a Gothic-based character. A lot of the content that I have loaded is centered around the Curse of Strahd and the new Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. There are also some other third-party tools and accessories that I'm using to help enhance this particular experience. So without further ado, I'm going to get started. I'm creating a party for a one-shot that I'm running on Halloween Eve, so that would be October 30th. It's a Saturday in the afternoon. If you guys want to join the one-shot, I have the description and the links after the video. The only thing you really need is a headset, the demo, and some time. This is new player friendly, so I'm not going to bite your head off if you don't know what you're doing. But one of the monsters might, but I'm not going to. So right now I have one character created. This is Ilaria Light One. Ilaria is a fighter. She is a protective Aasimar character. So she kind of has that holy essence to her. So I got her created. Now I'm going to build another character, and this one is going to be almost the opposite of her. This character is going to be a little bit more on the evil side, or at least mysterious, not necessarily evil. And this character has different motives in the party, but they're still going to travel with them for safety. So I'm going to build this. This is going to be a tiefling, female sorceress type, or a warlock, witch type character. Her patron wants her to find something, so that's kind of what her mission is, but we'll see how she turns out. But just so you know what I'm using in the library here, I have most, if not all, of Rob 2E's coding effects loaded. I have the Curse of Strahd adventure for inspiration and some potential content. I have some caravan wagons, a battle map by Angela Maps. I have most of the core rules loaded for character creation. And I have some third-party supplements to help with this content. And then I also have the Van Richten's Guide, both the players and the setting. And then I have some additional things that supplement the Curse of Strahd for like treasure and that sort of thing. So this will help with the character building process. So I'm going to use some of the automation that's built into Fantasy Grounds, but also I'm going to be getting automation from Rob 2E's coding effects, Mattekure's list link, automatic list link, because it pulls in descriptions, and then also Nomad's automatic effects extension. So those are the things I have loaded, just so in case you're wondering. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close that. I'm going to create the characters the traditional way. I usually try to use the character wizard, but I'm going to build them the old-fashioned way. So I'm going to go ahead and open up character selection. That's what I have open now. I'm going to click the green plus button, which is how you start a new character sheet. And I'm going to close the character selection window. In the beginning, I'm just going to give this player really just a generic name. So she's going to be Damia Dark One. I don't really have a good name for her, but that's basically going to be her starting name. I'm going to do her ability scores. I'm just going to use a standard array. Right now they're all set to 10. She's going to be a charisma-based caster, so I want to put 15 there. Plus she's very attractive. For wisdom, I think I'm going to put that as 8. Or actually her strength is going to be 8. Because she doesn't really need that much strength. So I think wisdom is going to be 10. So you have 15, 14, 13, 10, 12, and 8. So I'm going to put, I'm going to leave 10 on there. I'm going to put 12 for her intelligence. I'm going to put 14 on her dex. And 13 on her constitution score, so she gets a little bit of a boost to her actual hit points. So those are what her starting ability. That's not going to include whatever she has coming. So next thing is going to go to her background. So that's the next step. Once you have the ability score set with the standard way or the older way to build Fantasy Grounds, I'm going to grab a background and drag and drop that over here first. So once you start doing this, though, you can't go back. So you make sure you make your choices. So I'm gonna take this, and I was thinking about making her a haunted one. So maybe that's part of her background. She's been haunted. That's why she's this way. This is a Heart of Darkness feature. So that might be something that I would use. Or maybe she's just already inherently that way. I think I'll save that for someone else. So I guess maybe I'll make her a... Let's see. She was an entertainer at one time. Bar traveler, folk hero. You know, I think... you know who she is. I think she's an inheritor. So she's kind of wealthy. So she inherited some sort of strange... artifact maybe, and that's what gave her powers. We'll see. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick one of these. So Arcana, History, and Religion. She's gonna get Arcana from her background more than likely, so I think I'm going to grab History as one of her traits or backgrounds for the skills for her background. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick that. And if you look at her skills tab, she's already, it fills this up. Plus it says one from among something rather. That's a misprint somewhere. And then she has survival, which comes with her inheritor background. Okay, so I'll look at that later, but if you open up the inheritor background and you scroll down, it'll say survival plus one from among these three, and she's already picked that. So she's going to get survival, and then she got to choose one of these. That's what she got for her background. It's good to bookmark these so you have to go back to them. It's easier to find. So if I need to read this again, I can pull it up easier. So the next step is going to grab her race. So that's the third step. So you do your ability scores, background, and now race. The reason I'm doing it in this order because it does affect the way the character's built. Like I said, once you drag these over, you're pretty much committed. You'll have to start over if you want a different choice. So I'm going to make her a human variant, I believe. Or perhaps a half-elf. Yeah, I like human variant. So that's going to make her build a little different. She's not going to get +1 on everything. But she gets to choose 2 ability scores from below to increase by 1. So definitely charisma to help her casting, and definitely dexterity. So those two will help quite a bit. Check that off. And now she gets 1 skill, comes from her heritage. So she has survival and history. So I want to do something physical for her. Either acrobatics, maybe sleight of hand. She's good at snatching things, casting secret spells and stuff. So I'm going to give her sleight of hand, which is pretty cool. I think it's based on dex, so I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. I don't see her as being a stealth person, but she's definitely sneaky. So she might want to hide her casting or something like that. So that's her human variant things, and she gets to pick a feat. So that's one of the things that is nice about the variants is you get to choose a feat if you choose this particular variant. So what I'm going to do is look at the feats and give her the ability to do something that's going to help her with her. So yeah, she gets to choose a feat. So I'm going to go over to feats, which is on the right hand side here in the banners. Take a look at the feats, go down and take a look at anything that might help. Some of these have requirements, so I gotta look at that. But I think what Keen Mind does, it gives her an intelligence of +1. Can recall things. So that might be something I'm going to give her. That would help her with intelligence rolls. Poisoner. Let's see her do. Warcaster is going to give... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give her Warcaster because she does have very few spells that she can choose. I think this would be very... That's very typical person to pick that. So I'm going to pick Warcaster for sure. So I'm going to go to her skills in her abilities tab, actually, drag and drop Warcaster into that group. So that's what she gets for her particular build. And then last but not least, her class. I'm going to open up this little magnifying glass, bring this over. I have to pick between Sorceress and Warlock. I'm leaning towards Warlock. That's a lot cooler. And Pact of the Tome. She's corrupted by that dark book. So I'm going to grab classes. Scroll down the list, and you might have multiple. So I'm going to grab Player's Handbook. Doesn't really matter, but I just have a habit of doing it that way every time. So open that up, and here's where she gets her 2 skills. So we have Arcana already. Let's take a look at her skills. So she's got 3 skills already. So I want to give her, well, I want to give her Arcana. And I think her next thing she's going to have is either Nature or Deception. I think this is going to be a good liar. It's kind of cool. Then she gets to pick her. Let's see, she gets to pick her patron. So maybe the undead. Let's take a look. Maybe it's a ghost or something. Little cliche. How about Archfey the Fiend? That might be. She made a. Yeah, she's definitely. Fiend is going to be. So grab that. That's going to be her patron. Some kind of demon or. Just pick that. That kind of sets up her theme. Adds these additional things here. So when I pick her Pact Magic, it's going to be Pact of the Tome or Pact. Get the familiar. Okay, so that's that. Before I do anything else, I'm going to level her up. So to do it the classic way of leveling, it's fairly simple. You just drag this class link here. So this is the class link where it gives you the description. And I'm going to drag and drop this down to the shortcut key so I can find it again so I'm not looking. To level up, I'm just going to drag this link back into itself. So it's going to add anything that is required. And then I'm going to go ahead and level her up again to at least 3rd level because the one shot is levels 3 to 5. So she's definitely going to have at least 3. So I'm going to go ahead and do it again. Now at the 4th level, she can pick another feat, or she's going to pick a level. So I'm going to go, or a stat ability increase. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. She's already got a feat. So grab, drag and drop. She's got another level. So I'm going to go ahead and ability score increase. So definitely put 1 on intelligence. And then I'm going dexterity. So that will give her 16 dex. That helps her armor class. So that's her ability score increase. And whenever you do something like that, it's a good idea to notate it. So I'm going to put intelligence, comma, dex, just as a notation so we know what she chose. Then the otherworldly patron is going to be fiend. So we remember what she chose. It's already probably that's listed here. So that's that. I'm going to give her possibly 1 more level since she's a spellcaster. I might give her a little bit more oomph. She has a higher survival chance, and her spells will be a lot more potent. So I'll go ahead and do that. So Damia is going to be 5th level. So let's see what happens. Yep. So yeah, she's going to be a pretty tough character. So yeah, she has 3rd level spells at casting level, which is really cool. That's kind of what I was hoping for. Female, obviously. I'm just going to add that detail in here. I'm going to make her new.